These skills will help you survive SHTF. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. A lot of people like concentrating on this kind of stuff. Those skills are great. Highly recommend having skills in defensive tactics and tools. That's one aspect of it. Yes, skills, training, equipment, mindset, in those areas are definitely a good thing to have as a prepper. With the mindset and reminding ourselves that even if we were prior special operations forces, boots on the ground military, stuff like that, unless you actually still are, you're not anymore. We have to approach things from a different aspect, a different mindset. We don't have the big supply train. We don't have the support. We don't have indirect fire support. We don't have air support. We don't have the supply chains and all the stuff that the military has. So you need to get out of that mindset. No longer military. We're preppers. But that stuff aside, what are some other skills? There's a lot of them, but some really good skills to have that'll help you survive SHTF. Some of them have to do with groups. Some of them don't. Some are personal skills you need to learn. Starting off with groups, how to operate a ham radio, FRS, GMRS, CB. These different forms of communication are vital to not even if you don't have a group. If you know how to operate these type of comm systems, then you can listen in and see what's going on in your area. Maybe gather intel. Maybe help you gather with a group that's forming. There's a lot of different things. Very important source of intelligence. Communication is key. So get radios and learn how to use them. You can get licensed. That's great. I highly recommend it because you could practice between now and when SHTF happens. Even though we're kind of in SHTF right now. Kind of in a soft SHTF. But once it goes down, if it's total chaos without rule of law type thing, well, have the comms. Put it that way. Another prepper skill that's very important. You can have all the food storage you want. You can have your gardens. You can raise your animals. Those are all good things to have. But the ability to find food out in nature is, I feel, is vital. Because it could be a supplement or to what you have. Or you can, if you're out and about patrolling, helping friends, you're out in some area, you don't have all your supplies with you, you're out on a long-range patrol, whatever it may be. You can only carry so much food with you. So having the ability to forage, hunt, fish, trap, snare, those kind of things is very important as a prepper. The bushcraft type stuff. There's a lot to prepping. There's a lot of good bushcraft skills to learn as preppers. As well as homesteading skills. Those all tie in very well with preparedness in general. Being able to make your food more ready for long-term storage. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words here. Meaning, knowing how to dehydrate with a official dehydrator, with a solar oven, with the sun itself, via different methods. Important. As well as canning. Knowing how to can is very important. That stuff you forage for, hunt for, you can. Stuff you grow in your garden, can. Animals you raise, can. Adds to your food storage. It's good, healthy foods that will support your mind and body and soul. One very important prep, it's not really a skill, well, I guess it's a skill because you can get better at it, is going to Him in prayer. That's important to me, very important to me. Maybe it is to you also. I hope it is. But we're all on our own path and our own journey. Respecting each other. That's important to me. Some other skills that are very important go along with kind of the hunting thing and stuff also. Trapping, snaring, is tracking. Tracking, counter-tracking, evasion, those kind of things. Because if you're out and about in this stuff, and for some reason you're being tracked, you want to be able to evade. Any skill that will enable you to go out in this stuff and evade and survive is very important. Sorry, I just want to shift the camera a little bit. There are a lot of prepper skills. Homesteading, bushcrafting, all those kind of things. Gardening is very important. And I've heard people say, you know, it's gardening. You just take seeds and put them in the ground. Well, true, to an extent. If you just do that, you'll probably grow something. But why not learn now so that you can optimize the efficiency of your garden so that you can grow as much food as possible? I'm still going through that process. I'm still learning. I've been gardening actively now for like 3 or 4 years. Have experience with my mom growing up, my grandparents also. But me actively gardening, I've done it, you know, here and there throughout my life, but really actively gardening, taking a round turn, being a serious gardener, 3 or 4 years. And every year we increase the size of our garden and the efficiency of our garden. Very important. Being able to replace our food storage and or not dip into our food storage is vital. I don't want to get into my food storage unless I absolutely have to. It is vital to have food storage, but like I've said before many times, that's my emergency fund. I don't want to get into it unless it's an emergency. There's a lot of skills out there, so what are some other ones? Medical is vital, because if we're in a situation where we can't get to the hospital due to there are no more hospitals, nobody's there, WRL situation, total chaos, or if it's a situation where you don't have the appropriate papers to go to a hospital, or whatever the situation may be, we need to be able to take care of ourselves and our groups, our tribes. That means medical supplies. Yes, those are easy. You can get those. You can just buy those. But what about skill sets? Have you attended a first aid class, CPR class, TCCC class, anything like that? Trauma care, EMT classes, basic life-saving, advanced life-saving, anything like that? If you haven't, you need to start attending things like that. You need to start training with people that have those skill sets. Nurses, doctors, EMTs, paramedics, military medics. Very important. And one forgotten thing, a lot of times people in preparedness community, they talk about, you know, like having these tourniquets. They talk about sucking chest wounds. They talk about a lot of things. But a lot of people forget about the aftercare. How do you care for wounds after initial treatment? How do you keep them clean? How do you change dressings? How do you debride a wound? There's a lot to it. It's a lot more complicated than just slapping on a tourniquet. Because then what do you do afterwards? What about suturing? Do you know how to suture? Do you have skin staplers? Do you know how to use them? Do you have suture kits? Have you practiced with them? Get those. You can get the practice boards that have different style cuts and stuff on them, and you can practice suturing. And one thing of note, the sutures that come in a practice kit, they're for practicing, and they tell you it's for practice use only. But those are real sutures. You can use them in real life. So don't think that you can't get real sutures because they say practice. They have to say that because it's a whole medical thing. Gauze, rolled gauze, compressed gauze, any kind of gauze. Lots of it. Get lots of it. Know how to stuff wounds, how to pack gauze. Also though, don't forget, a lot of people concentrate on the big trauma type injuries. Don't forget about the simple things. A simple cut can get infected and get really bad and take you out of the fight. So antibiotics. You get fish antibiotics, animal antibiotics, lots of different sources. I can get them on my local feed store over the counter. They're just sitting on the shelf. I just go grab what I want and buy it. Pet stores sometimes have them. Depends on your area. You can buy them online. Sometimes they require a prescription, sometimes not. There are a lot of skills out there. A lot of skills to have. But don't get discouraged. Just a little bit at a time, learn something new. Always be learning, always be challenging yourself. One thing I got recently, I'll do a review on soon, is Nuclear War Survival Skills. Good book. I feel I know a little bit on the topic, but that book is very in-depth. So I'm going to be studying that. Also, personally, I am going to be doing more concentration on my comm skills, because comm skills are very important. Also, though, don't forget basic skills, like cooking. Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to make stuff from scratch? Do you have the ability to grind up that wheat you have and bake bread with what you have? Do you think you can, or do you know you can? These are all skills we need to be practicing now. Getting out and doing the things is vital. You can have all the stuff, and that's good. Have all the stuff. But you got to get out and use it. You got to practice. I know time is short. Don't get overwhelmed. Stay positive. Know that you are doing the best you can, if you actually are. Making it a priority. Doing the mundane things, not just the cool things. Sanitation. Do you know how to dig a hole for an outhouse? Do you know how to properly take care of sanitation? If you got a group coming in or something like that, do you have sanitation set up for however many people you need? Or how many people are going to be there? What about covering it up, moving it? An outhouse or a latrine, whatever it may be. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to deal with trash building up? Where are you going to put it all? Think about these things. There's a lot to think about. A lot to learn. Always be learning, always be moving forward. Don't get stagnant. But remain positive. Know that if you are on this preparedness journey, that it's a journey. And it is never done. It is never complete. I will never have enough food. I will never have enough seeds of either kind. I will never, okay, you may have enough, but you can never have too many. I will never have too much firewood. I will never have too many skills. It's all skills I can pass on to my children anyway. And then they can pass it on. They can teach their friends and stuff like that. And tribe, man, tribe is important. So important. I am so blessed. That's why I would like to move out of this state. But man, it's hard to walk away from a group of people like I have. Yeah, very difficult. And then there's the idea of, do I want to be here behind enemy lines? Having to resist via whatever methods are at our disposal, the things that are going down? Or do I want to move to a free zone and maybe have a delayed reaction, a delayed need for action, whatever that may take? I'm not just talking about this. That's not what I'm talking about. There's a lot of other actions you take. I'm not saying I'm going to grab my gun and go do anything. No, it's not what I'm saying. But we need to be trained, equipped, mentally ready, and able to do that if we have to. It's part of being American. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope that I'm getting through to you guys. I hope I'm making a difference. I know I get emails all the time, and that's amazing. That's awesome. People reach out to me, handwritten letters and stuff like that. Don't send anything to the P.O. Box. If it's still up, I think I removed it, but the P.O. Box doesn't work anymore. I'm working on one that has an actual address. Please subscribe, hit the like button, comment below, share the videos, ring the notification bell. Check us out on Rumble. I have a Rumble. There's only a couple videos up there, but I'm going to work on some more. Also Patreon. We've got a Patreon. $1 a month, hundreds of videos. Good stuff there. And if you wish to go there, awesome. If you wish to support at a higher level, that would be greatly appreciated. I would be truly honored by that. But keep doing the thing. Stay positive. Just be ready. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And blessings to you and yours.